my name's Rosie, otherwise known as babyyy on my art account, and today I want to talk about how I used to absolutely hate Procreate and how I took my art from this to this. The first most important thing that you can do is literally just accept that it's a new medium. Anything that you've learnt before is going to be functionally useless here. You're going to be bad for a bit, and it's obviously really humbling. But altogether, I've spent about 6 years studying art, and this thing absolutely, like, the first things I drew on there was just like sketches like this, where it's just like completely just got nothing to it. Like, I really felt like I'd forgotten how to draw. I started experimenting with like a lot of different brushes and things and just doing these like really like abstract things, because basically I accepted the fact that there was not going to be any finished art coming out of me. So this is a bit controversial because I've had a lot of people say like people focus too much on brushes, like I do everything with just like the round liner, just a basic brush, and my art looks incredible. That didn't work for me at all. Like, the brushes that I was using didn't suit me. Built-in Procreate brushes, and I didn't like them and they didn't work. This is my favourite liner brush at the minute, so it's one that I use for like lines like this. Also use it for my comics, which this hasn't come out yet because it's not in October yet, so. And this is from the Wendy Zhu brush set. She scans in pens, like rail pens. Like, I really like the pencil brush pen. This is the, she's got the Pilot Kakuna pen. Just a lot of pens like in real life that are really good. She's found a way to like represent them in digital format. I think I draw in this pen. So like, even though the Procreate pencil brush is probably like one of the best built-in brushes, I don't draw with pencils. So like, I kept trying to make it work because I love the texture of it, but I don't use pencils. So like, it was really important for me to find like a good inking brush. And then another brush set that I really like is by Tomboy Club, and I think it's the School Toolkit, and that was fantastic. I love the dry marker. I always use that to colour. I think that's the first brush set that I downloaded where I was like, this makes me actually want to use this application. Both really affordable sets too. I also really like the free MS Paint brush set. I thought that was really good. Obviously, these are pens that are good for me and like they relate to the mediums that I like using. When it comes to you, I don't know what you like, so these brush sets might be completely useless for you. Think about what you enjoy using in real life and then try and find a brush that works for it. I also really like some of the True Grit brush pens. There's one called Water Dipped, and that's a really good brush. I actually used that for the line art in my last piece, which I just showed you with the cat. Okay, so something I really struggled with was my colour palette, because being able to pick any colour under the sun, it did not serve me. It did not help me with anything. I think when you paint, obviously, like you've got a natural gradation between the colours, and then when you have a set of pens, like the pens are designed to kind of work well together visually. This, no, no. I am pro colour picking. I know some people are like, you can't pick people's colours from their artwork. Yeah, you can. Just don't be really creepy and weird about it. If you see an artist who's got their own colour palette they use for like all their things, don't just colour pick their artwork. Make a Pinterest board, go into your saved folder on Instagram, screenshot the saved folder, 2 full pages of like your Pinterest or your Instagram onto a Procreate canvas, and just drop like the colours into one palette. That's how I make most of my palettes, because I'm like, yeah, these are all the artworks I really like, and they're all by different people, and I'm gonna pick and choose colours that from those palettes that work really well together, really cohesively. Okay, this is a little one, but this is just the feeling. So basically, like, this cover, it's like the paper cover, which makes it feel like a sheet of paper, which is really funny because I actually hate the feel of paper in real life, and the sound of it being brushed over makes me literally want to scream and cry. But for this, it doesn't even feel like paper. It just feels matte, and for me, I needed the screen to be matte, like, immediately. Like, I can't stand the idea of just drawing on a screen. Like, I feel like I'm gonna crack it anyway. Like, I'm really heavy-handed. I don't even hold a pen properly. So, yeah, for me, having a paper cover, like, made a massive difference and really helped me. Okay, so something that I really struggled with at the start was layers. I literally would make a layer for like every single line I did of my drawing, and I think that really held me back in a way because I was so focused on the layers and trying to find the layers and all this. The work that I do is not really that technical. I only really maximum go up to about 27 layers, which is quite a lot of layers, but obviously that's with like highlight, shadow. I like to separate, if I'm doing something with a background piece, I like to separate the background bits, the middle ground bits, and then the foreground bits, because I just find it easier to draw on top of the middle without permanently losing what's there. So it took me a while to get used to how I wanted to work with layers, but I always start my drawings now by picking any background colour. I just think drawing straight onto white just doesn't work well for me most of the time. Oh yeah, I draw into a colour and I make a basic sketch. And then with the sketch, like, I'll look at it for a while and I'll actually just use like the select tool and I'll just resize bits of the proportions that I think are off. A lot of the time I actually don't start by doing the line art layer next. Sometimes I do, but a lot of the time I'll block in colours just to see if the colours look good together before I move on to the next level. Sometimes I end up using that colour layer as like the actual colour layer and just refining it later on. And I feel like you can tell that the lines are like really like more free and flowy, like when you do the colour layer before the line art layer. I don't know, it just like adds like a nice level to it. And something else that's brilliant about layers is that they have settings where obviously you can put them on multiply, etc. Something that I really like to do is I like to put my line art on colour band. This artwork here, you can see that the line art is on colour band. On some parts of the artwork, line art is black, and then on some parts of it it's like orange. It matches with what's underneath it. It can be really hard to tell what you're drawing on when you do a colour band layer. So what I like to do is I like to do it in black mainly, like just do it on normal and then keep flitting between colour bands to make sure that the colours you're picking are not like working really badly with the effect. So I added this effect of like the light filtering through the leaves using the add effect. If I moved it back to normal, it would just be like really yellow, but yeah, on this one it just looks really special. I think the line art is a colour band layer. So you can see here that you can kind of see like a lot of like different colours and textures in the line art, and that's because it's colour band. If I moved it back to normal, then yeah, it's just like that. It's nowhere near as good. It's a really cool technique, and it's something that I really love to do. Something that I think is vital is adding back texture, because I think some digital artwork, obviously for some people this works amazing, it's just not my style. I like to add in the texture so I can get that feeling of traditional back in again. So I have a lot of paper textures downloaded. I have some paper texture brushes, things like that, and I like to like put them over the top at the end and use a multiply layer. I like using half turn on backgrounds. I love adding noise. Like I will always add noise. I just think those like actual settings are so good. Like I love as well to move my like hue like slightly to the left or right to see if it's like better like turned in like a slightly different direction, changing the saturation. I don't think the brightness tool is very good. I'm just gonna go out and say that I don't really use that. Like filtering my artwork using like the little niggly bits and then like adding texture back in just feels so good. Like it's just like my work feels finished when there's like a paper texture or a grain or something on top of it. It does bits for me, and it makes me like actually love my art and feel positive about it, which was not happening. So that was my journey from hating Procreate to absolutely loving it, respecting it, now probably my favourite medium. And I didn't really enjoy doing my 30-day sketchbook challenge because I got really into digital art at the same time and I felt really trapped by being on paper. And I'm starting to go onto my sketchbook and go like that to zoom in. We're besties now, and I'm really happy with the journey that I've had. If you want any more specific tips, or you want to see me draw or anything else through my process, then please do let me know. Also, ad break, this hat is from my new shop launch. It's a lucky cat. First to see it is you lot, so yeah, clock in on that. If you sign up to the mailing list, then you get access a day early and you will get a 10% discount. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, because it will mean a lot to me. Obviously it's really hard for a new YouTube channel to get to the point where you can monetize things or do anything like that, and I just want to be huge. Like, can't lie to you, I want this channel to actually eat. I want to be able to afford to get a really good camera so you can see me properly. I want to be able to afford a lighting setup because I've lit so many candles so that this looks less bad, because it looked really bad before. So yeah, help a pauper make good YouTube videos so then I can get more people in. I'll reward you guys with better quality and everybody wins. So yeah, thank you very much, and let me know if you need any help.